Hello, everyone! As you may know, Gods and Monsters, the third and final book to the Serpent&Dove trilogy by Shelby Mahurin, comes out in just a couple more days on July 27th! I'm so excited to read this third and final book to the trilogy, and to celebrate the book's upcoming release, I'll be showing how I made some of the accessory pieces for my Epic Reads book look for Blood&Honey, the second book to the trilogy! If you'd like to see the full video on how I put this book look for Blood&Honey all together, make sure to head over to Epic Reads #BookLooks playlist, which I'll have linked somewhere down below. To start these pieces off, the first accessory I'm going to start with is my serpent necklace. If you've read the books or if you've seen the covers of the Serpent&Dove trilogy, you'll know that the ampersand snake is the main focal point of all the covers in the trilogy. So I wanted to recreate another more 3D realistic looking snake necklace to reference the covers, as well as my previous book look for Serpent&Dove, which you can also find over on Epic Reads #BookLooks playlist. To start this necklace off, I'm using some craft wire and some clay foam. I'm shaping my wire frame for the snake necklace around my neck as closely as possible to the serpent on the cover by making a figure 8-like shape around my neck and down onto my chest. And of course, if you've seen my other accessory making videos, you'll know that my cat Bazzy loves to play with wire, and here he is yet again trying to play with my wire, and yet again here he is trying to play with me while I'm recording this voiceover. Anyways, while I'm shaping, I'm also trying to be as mindful as possible as to how the snake frame will sit on me come film day, just so the snake won't be poking me or biting me when I move around in the full book look on film day. Once I have a shape I'm happy with, it's time to slap some clay foam on it. I'm starting with the tail end of this necklace, and I'm first using a thin rolled out layer of clay. I wanted to start out with thin layers so I could gradually build up on top of it and so I can gauge the overall thickness of the snake as I go. If you've worked with foam clay or are familiar with it, you'll know that foam clay slightly expands as it dries, so for now I'm trying to keep the snake on the thinner side so it doesn't look or feel too thick or heavy around my neck once it's all dry. If you've seen my book look for Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo on Epic Reads and or watched the accessory making video for it on my channel, I'm using the same technique I used for my Morozova antler collar and leaving the backmost portion of my necklace bare. This is just so it'll make it easier for me to put the necklace on and adjust it later, and I think it's a neat little trick since the back of the necklace will be hiding behind my neck and wig on film day anyways. As I'm building on the layers of my snake, I'm constantly trying it on and checking to see how it will sit and fit on me. And once I have a thickness I'm happy with, I'm rolling out and laying one final thin layer of clay to smooth out any of the bumps and cracks. After that, I'm taking my fun pokey clay tool and I'm adding some scale details to my snake before hanging it up to dry overnight. Next accessory I'm getting started on is my halo crown, and like many DIY halo crowns, I'm using a thin wire headband and 8-inch zip ties. And I'm just going to go ahead and cover the entire band end to end with zip ties. Once the entire headband is zip tied, I'm then just going to try it on to see how it sits and fits. After that, I'm taking my hot glue gun and I'm gluing along the band to anchor down and ensure that all the zip ties stay in place. While the hot glue is drying, I'm taking a white eyeliner pencil and a ruler to measure and mark the different heights I want to cut my zip ties. Looking back on it, it probably would have been better to use a different colored Sharpie or a crayon. I just didn't have one on hand at the moment, but if you do, definitely use that. When everything is all cut out, I'm trying it on one more time just to see how it looks. The next morning, once the snake necklace clay foam is nice and dry, I'm spray painting both sides of the necklace a matte black and spray painting both sides of the halo headband a metallic gold. After that, I'm leaving both out to dry just for a couple hours or so. After trying on the halo headband off camera, I felt like it was just missing something, so I decided to attach some leftover craft flowers from a previous book look with my handy dandy hot glue gun, just to zhuzh it up a bit more and to pay reference to the lovely gold, feather, and leaf filigree on the book cover. Once I've added enough flowers and once everything is nice and dry, I went ahead and sprayed it all in gold again off camera. But after it dries, I'm embellishing my flowers and the halo with some red craft gems and red and black sequins pieces. While all of that dries, I'm moving back to my snake necklace, and if you look at the cover of Blood&Honey, the black snake has this gorgeous gold 3D highlight on its scales and a really pretty golden eye. So to recreate this effect on the cover and onto myself and my accessories, I'm using some metallic gold acrylic paint to dot between the hole textures I poked into the clay earlier on. The next day, after both snake and halo have dried, I'm getting started on my wig! If you've seen my other behind-the-scenes accessory making videos, specifically the ones for The Bells and The Everlasting Rose by Daniel Clayton and Bone Crier's Moon by Catherine Purdy, I'm using the same curling technique that I did on those wigs for this wig. I chose this white wig specifically to pay reference to the most diabolical and dramatic La Dame de Sorcière, Morgan Le Fay, and of course the main character Lou LeBlanc. And to do that, I'm just brushing out some of the curls to get some extra volume and tying, tucking, and pinning the long bottom ends of the wig hair up to create a short bob length of hair for, story reasons that I don't want to spoil. But once I've roughly styled the wig, I'm placing the halo on to see how it will fit and sit. Luckily, I had a lot of leftover teardrop-shaped craft gems and figured I'd play on the whole dripping, glittery La Dame Rouge blood theme even more, so I decided to hang some more red teardrop gems on the ends of the halo headband with some black craft wire. I figured the black wire would blend in well with the dark backdrop so the gems look almost like there's blood dripping and falling mid-air from my headpiece. Ooh. To play even more into the Dame Rouge dripping blood vibe of this look, I also decided to save some time in the paint chair on film day and make the overall book look painting process easier by adding a little bit of red SFX airbrush paint to the center part of the roots on the wig. This red layer will serve as my base for when I start to layer on fake blood and even more gems come the actual paint day. But once I've got a good base layer of red down, we're pretty much done! Yay! Ta-da! I hope you all found this video helpful. If you haven't yet, be sure to check out the full book look for Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin over on Epic Reads #BookLooks playlist, which I'll have linked somewhere down below. I wanted to give an enormous thank you again to HarperCollins Publishers for commissioning me for this book look, and an even bigger thank you to you all for watching. Let me know which book looks you'd like to see me do next, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!